All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to dive deep inside a green leaf to unlock the secrets of what is, without a doubt, the most important power source on the entire planet: photosynthesis. This is the engine that drives pretty much all life on Earth. So, yeah, let's see how it works.
It really all starts here. Our planet is just constantly soaking into this incredible, nonstop stream of energy from the sun. It's the ultimate power source, and it's been running the show for billions of years. And just to put that into perspective, get this: the amount of energy from the sun that hits the Earth in a single hour is enough to power all of humanity for an entire year. That is a mind-boggling amount of free energy being delivered to our doorstep every single day. So that begs the huge question, right? With all of this power just raining down, how did life figure out a way to actually grab it, hold on to it, and, put it to work? Well, the answer is nature's incredibly elegant, time-tested solution to harnessing the power of the sun. And that solution, it's hidden in plain sight. It's inside trillions and trillions of these things, green leaves. And you look at them and they seem so simple, but they are in fact some of the most sophisticated solar collectors in the known universe. But how? I mean, what is actually going on in there? What's the machinery that a leaf uses to turn a simple particle of light into the chemical energy that fuels our whole world? To figure that out, we've got to zoom in. Way, way in. So let's pop the hood and see what's inside. We're going to meet the essential parts, the actual toolkit that makes this whole miracle possible. Okay, first up, the chloroplast. The best way to think of this is as the factory floor. It's this tiny, self-contained little power plant floating inside every single plant cell, and this is where all the magic happens. And inside that factory, this is your star player. This is the chlorophyll molecule. It's basically a biological solar panel, and its structure is just perfectly designed to catch a photon of light and get really, really excited, kicking off the entire process. This right here answers that age-old question: why are plants green? Well, it's because chlorophyll absolutely loves to absorb light in the blue and red parts of the spectrum. You can see the peaks there. But green light, it has almost no use for it, so it just reflects it away, and that reflected green light is what hits our eyes. Okay, so we've got our factory and we've got our solar panels. Now let's watch the assembly line actually run. Let's see how that captured light gets turned into something useful. Now, this diagram looks a little intimidating, I know. It's called the Z-scheme, but all it really is a map. It's the blueprint that shows the energetic journey an electron takes after it gets zapped by sunlight, and not just once, but twice. So let's follow that journey. Step 1, over on the left, a photon of light smacks into photosystem 2, which splits a water molecule and energizes an electron. Step 2, that electron gets passed down a transport chain. Step 3, it gets to photosystem 1, where another photon of light pumps it up to an even higher energy level. And finally, step 4, that super high energy electron gets captured to make NADPH, which is basically a little rechargeable battery for the cell. And I just have to pause here on photosystem 2 because this piece of molecular machinery is unbelievable. This one protein complex uses the energy of sunlight to literally rip water molecules apart. The byproduct of that reaction is oxygen. That's right, pretty much every breath you've ever taken is a gift from this tiny little engine. So, as those electrons are being passed along, they're also helping to pump protons across a membrane, building up a charge, kind of like water building up behind a dam. And all that pent-up energy is then released by flowing through this, ATP synthase. And it is, no joke, a literal spinning turbine. It's nature's tiniest motor, and as it spins, it cranks out ATP, which is the universal energy currency for all known life. So that's the basic machinery. But of course, nature doesn't just leave it at that. It's had billions of years to tinker, to refine, and to optimize this system. Let's see how it's been tweaked for maximum efficiency. For instance, while chlorophyll A does most of the work, a lot of organisms have evolved these accessory pigments. Think of them as extra solar panels, each one tuned to absorb different colors of light that chlorophyll A might miss, like yellows and oranges. It's what allows things like deep-sea algae to survive where the light is dim and the color spectrum is really different. But even with all those tweaks, the system isn't perfect. You can't just keep blasting a leaf with more and more light and expect it to work faster. As you can see from this graph, eventually the curve flattens out. The machinery just gets maxed out, it becomes saturated. And at that point, any extra sunlight is just wasted as heat.
And that exact inefficiency, that bottleneck, well, that's where we come in. And this is where things get really, really interesting for our future. How can we learn from, and maybe even improve on, nature's 3 billion-year-old design?
So here's a great example. If you're growing algae for biofuels in a big tank, the algae on the surface get way too much light, and they waste a ton of it, while also shading out all the algae below them. The clever solution? Scientists are engineering algae with smaller light-harvesting antennas. That lets the light penetrate deeper, so the whole community of cells works more efficiently together.
And we can apply that exact same logic to our food. Think about a field of corn. The top leaves get blasted with way more sunlight than they can use, while the bottom leaves are stuck in the shade, starving. The goal now is to create a smart canopy, to redesign our crops so that light is shared more evenly from top to bottom. This alone could lead to huge increases in how much food we can grow.
This slide, for me, really says it all. This is the whole goal of biomimicry. On the left, you've got nature's water-splitting machine, Photosystem 2. And on the right, that's our attempt to build one from scratch. We're trying to copy the fundamental principles that nature figured out billions of years ago.
And all of this research is leading to what might be the holy grail, the artificial leaf. The dream is to create a cheap, stable device that you can just lay out in the sun, add water, and have it churn out clean hydrogen fuel. It's taking the core function of a leaf and trying to scale it up to power our entire civilization.
It's a massive ambition, and it all started by just trying to understand how a simple leaf works. So I'll leave you with this thought. Nature has had a 3 billion-year head start on perfecting this technology. The real question for us is, can we catch up?